What is up, yogis? Welcome to Slow Flow Yoga with IU Rec Sports. My name is Rosie and I'm a group exercise instructor here with Recreational Sports. And today we have a 30-minute grounding slow flow sequence for you guys. We're going to be staying really close to our mat, stay rooted into the earth, and try to find stillness and centering in the midst of a lot of unknown and chaos in the world right now. So today we're just going to need a mat, as well as some sort of yoke strap, which can be a headband or a belt or even your sweatshirt or jacket, just anything you can wrap around. And we're going to end the session with a little bit of sound bowl healing. So let's go ahead, get on our yoga mats and get started. We'll begin by widening out the knees, bringing the big toes to touch and sending the hips down towards the heels. As the crown of the head melts into the earth, palms extended in front of you, or relax down by your sides as we find stillness and quiet in our Balasana, or child's pose. Slowly beginning to deepen the breath and deepen the awareness. Start to unclench the jaw. Soften the eyes, the gaze. Relax the forehead. Relax the shoulders. And as you inhale, feel the belly expand, rooting yourself to the earth to stay centered. Exhale, feel the belly draw in as the body relaxes into the ground, cultivating that connection into the earth, feeling the heaviness of the hips drawing down towards the heels as the weight of the chest rests down into gravity, finding support into the floor, into the earth beneath you. As you exhale, feel any other thoughts in your mind melt into the earth beneath you, finding presence into the pose. Taking a few more minutes here, a few more breaths at your own pace to center yourself, staying grounded. Begin to bring your awareness back into your fingertips, pressing your palms into the mat. As you inhale, slowly start to lift up into a neutral tabletop, bringing the hips over the knees, stacking the shoulders over the wrist. As an inhale, begin to scoop the belly, lift the head, and exhale, tuck the tailbone under, draw the chin in towards the chest as you round the back. Inhale, lift the head, scoop the belly. Exhale, push away from the mat, chin in towards the chest, tucking the tailbone under. Take a few more rounds of cat-cow at your own pace, linking the breaths with each movement, letting the breath guide you here. Take your time. Ground yourself, spreading the fingers wide, pressing into your fingertips. Take one more breath wherever you are. And on your next inhale, we'll meet back into our neutral tabletop position. Begin to draw the hips down towards the heels and back up, circling them. And while you're here, you might feel a point or a part that feels especially tight or tense. And if you do, feel free to stay there and explore that area, noticing how the body feels today, noticing what you need. Roll your hips in the other direction, continuing to let the breath guide you. On your next inhale, we're going to meet back up into our neutral tabletop position. So pressing into your fingertips, begin to extend your right leg back behind you, foot flex, then exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest or towards the nose, bracing the core. Inhale, lengthen and extend. Beautiful. If you feel good, you want to try your balance, take the opposite arm out. As you exhale, draw everything in, knee in towards the elbow. Inhale, lengthen and extend, gaze up towards the fingers. One more time, exhale, draw everything in together, then begin to thread that foot over your right foot so that your left knee is stacked on top of your right knee as we find Gomukhasana or cow face pose. So while you're here, begin to draw the left arm up towards the sky and bring your right arm under to reach behind and grab that hand. Opening up through the shoulders, opening up through the heart, the chest, staying lifted. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. Take your time. And as you exhale, release that bind. Make your way back towards our neutral tabletop position. This time, lift the left foot up towards lift the left foot parallel from the hip. Exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest or towards the nose, bracing the core. Inhale, lengthen, extend. Draw the opposite arm up if you'd like. Exhale, draw everything in, belly button in towards the spine. Inhale, lengthen and extend. One last time. Exhale, draw everything in, brace the core around the back, then thread that foot over so that your right knee is stacked over your left knee, finding our Gomukhasana on this side. If you have any sort of cushion, I'm going to use my jacket to show you guys, but if you want some sort of if you feel your hips are tight and you want to find more of a lift, you can draw that cushion or some sort of blanket underneath the hips to create more space and length. You can also use a sort of yoga strap if you'd like. I'm going to use my jacket again so that you can find more space as your right arm reaches behind to grab your left. You can use a sort of strap to draw them closer together. Again, opening up through the shoulders, opening up through the heart, the chest, as the knees stay stacked, opening the hips. And then exhale, release, come back into our neutral tabletop. Tuck the toes under, and then begin to slightly lift the knees, hovering into our tabletop, bracing the core, hugging the belly up and in as the belly comes in towards the spine. Exhale, send the hips back into your down dog. So our first down dog probably feels pretty tight. Go ahead, lift one heel up as the other heel lowers, pedaling out through the feet. So just focus on that lower body right now, stretching through those calves, the hamstrings, lifting the sitting bones up towards the ceiling, and spreading the fingers wide, pressing into them, firming the forearms in. Start to take a generous bend in the knees, then melt the chest in towards the thighs. From there, start to lower the heels into the earth. We're going to come back into down dog a few times throughout the session, so really make sure our chest is melted towards the thighs and then the heels lower. So the whole body is working here. Gaze up towards the belly. Inhale, gaze up towards the fingertips. Exhale, step or walk the feet in towards the hands. Take a generous bend in the knees. letting the head and the neck hang heavy, shoulders relaxed into the palms into the earth. And then inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time until you find your Tadasana, mountain pose, pressing into the four corners of the feet, lifting in the heart and sternum as the shoulders draw back. Inhale, lift the palms up towards the sky, feeling yourself expand towards the sun. Then exhale, lower all the way down into Uttanasana, hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, lower belly pulls up and in, flatten the back as the palms come into the earth. Step your feet back into your plank. You can take the knees down if you'd like, untuck the toes. Exhale, draw the elbows in towards the ribs. Inhale, lift up into a cobra, keeping the elbows bent, hugging down by your sides. Exhale, tuck the toes under, send the hips back. Lift the sitting bones up towards the ceiling into our down dog, again melting the chest into the thighs as the heels come into the earth. Press into your fingertips. Imagine lifting up from the armpits. And on your next inhale, gaze up towards the fingertips. Exhale, step or walk the feet in towards the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten the back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up all the way, expanding towards the sun through the crown. As you exhale, draw the hands into heart center, staying grounded and rooted through your feet. Inhale, draw the energy upwards. Exhale, hinging from the hips, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten the back. Exhale, palms into the earth. Step your feet back into your plank. And then draw the elbows in towards the sides. Halfway, untuck the toes. Inhale, lift up all the way into our up dog, knees and thighs off the ground. Exhale, send the hips back down to down dog, back up into down dog. So both of those forms of chaturanga are what I'll be referring to when I say go through your chaturanga or go through your vinyasa. So find what feels good for you throughout the session. Take another breath here, pressing into your fingertips. Then inhale, lift your right foot up towards the sky, pointing the toes. Exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest like we did earlier. Inhale, lengthen, point the toes towards the sky into three-legged dog. Exhale, draw the knee in towards opposite elbow this time. Extend and lengthen that foot. And then draw the palms up towards the sky, stacking the shoulders into fallen triangle. Staying lifted here, spiraling the heart up towards the sky, finding openness in the ribcage. Exhale, sitting bones rooted back into the earth. Press the left foot into your right thigh and start to lift up into a side bend through your left fingertips. So we're not collapsing forward, we're really trying to stay lifted up into our heart here. Drawing the shoulder blades in and together, finding openness in the rib cage. Inhale, palms come into the earth, and then draw your right bicep over the ear into your gate pose. Don't watch me because I'm brushing away an ant. I'm doing a really bad job at it. There were so many ants in this park, I can't even tell you guys, but it was worth it for the view. So exhale, we'll come back into that side bend. Then inhale, lift back up. Lift the hips, drop the hips, come back into your side bend. We'll take one more. Lifting the palms up, bicep over the ear, hips up. Openness in the rib cage. Then exhale, palms come into the earth, hips square towards the front of the mat. Go through your chaturanga. And we'll meet back into our down dog whenever you're ready. Beautiful. We'll take that over to the other side. So this time, left foot lifts up towards the sky into our three-legged dog. Point the toes. Then exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest. Brace the core. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, this time towards the opposite elbow. Draw the knee in towards opposite elbow. Extend that leg. And then open up into your fallen triangle, finding openness in the rib cage, stacking the shoulders, lifting, gaze up towards the fingertips. And as you exhale, begin to draw the sitting bones back down towards the earth, drawing the right foot in towards the left thigh. As you once again take that side bend, spiraling the heart up towards the sky, opening the heart, and you can try to grab that foot or that toe if you'd like to find more of a stretch in your lats or your back as well. On your inhale, begin to once again lift the hips back up into our gate pose. Exhale, drop the hips, find your side bend. Beautiful. 2 more times. And really here, as you're breathing, find stillness in your dynamic movements. So even though you're moving here, really coming back to feeling rooted in your sense of center between these dynamic movements. The same way you can find that stillness when the world around us throws us off balance. Beautiful. Keep breathing, and on your next exhale, bring the palms back onto the earth. Find your plank pose, spreading the shoulders wide and broadening the collarbones. Go through your chaturanga, elbows in towards the sides, and we'll meet back into our down dog whenever you're ready. And then begin to drop the knees, finding that child's pose, widen out the knees, bring the big toes to touch, send the hips down towards the heels as you find your balasana pose. So we really want to focus on staying grounded in today's practice. So if at any point you start to lose that sense of groundedness, know that that pose is always available to come back to. Lift the hips back up in the down dog, find your 3-legged dog, and then begin to open up the hip. You can roll that angle if you like. Drop that right foot down as you open up into your Kamatkarasana or Wild Thing pose, opening the heart as you lift that right hip. And then bring the hips square towards the front of the mat, going through your chaturanga. Beautiful. We'll take that on the other side. So this time, left foot reaches up towards the sky, pointing the toes, and then bending that knee, then opening up that hip. You can roll the ankle here if you'd like. We're going to drop that foot and open up towards the other side. Hand reaches back, finding opening in the hip and the hip flexor and the quad. As you open the heart, square the hips back towards the center. You can go through your chaturanga or you can come straight to down dog. Whatever you choose, meet me back at down dog. We're going to lift our right foot up towards the sky again, and this time draw it into the opposite elbow. We're going to start to combine all of those movements. So once again, drawing that palm upward, stacking the shoulders, dropping the hips. This time, as the foot comes in, we're going to lift both palms up and hinge from the hips as we fold forward, keeping that foot flexed to protect the knee. Inhale, rise up all the way with your left arm leading, right arm, right bicep over the ear, lifting the hips, just like we did earlier. Now hinge from the hips as you fold forward, foot stays flexed. And again, as you inhale, lifting up into your side bend, finding openness in the rib cage. Beautiful. One last time. Exhale, fold forward, staying grounded. Inhale, lift the hip. Drop that right palm back down towards the earth, and then lift that right leg back up as you open up that hip. Come back into your Wild Thing pose. From here, we're going to lift that foot up into a supported side plank. So that foot is over the right thigh, or over the left thigh as your palms come up, shoulders stacked, then drop the hips. We're going to come into a grasshopper pose here. So make sure that right foot is over the left thigh. We're going to take that left
arm and reach that foot. You can use your jacket or yoga strap here to wrap it around that foot. Press into your fingertips and lift up into your chaturanga arm, so keeping a 90 degrees as you bend forward, aligning the right toes with the left fingertips. Beautiful. You can pause the video there if you'd like and go through that. We're going to go on to a twist next, so keeping that left tricep over the right thigh. Inhaling as you lift and exhaling as you twist further, and making our way back into a down dog. Beautiful. We'll take that on the other side. Left foot reaches up towards the sky. Exhale, opposite elbow, and draw the palm up, shoulders stacked, lifting up. Exhale, drop the hips. Come up, arms up as you exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips, keeping the foot flexed. And open up towards the other side. Once again, lift the hips, find openness in the rib cage, drawing the shoulder blades in and together, lengthening the tailbone down. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift. Lengthen the tailbone down, tuck the pelvis in gently, keeping the bicep over the ear. Exhale, fold forward. Take one more at your own pace. Once again, feeling rooted in your sense of center between each of these dynamic movements. Gaze up towards the fingers. And then square the hips towards the front of the mat. Send that foot behind you into three-legged dog. Open that hip up. And find your wild thing pose, or Kamatkarasana. As you're here, open the heart as you lift that bent knee, and then come into a supported side plank. Beautiful. Stay lifted, stack the shoulders, then begin to drop those hips, sitting bones rooted into the earth, and align your left fingertips with the right foot as you lift up with your chaturanga arms bent 90 degrees. Gaze towards the fingers or towards the ground. And then exhale, drop it. Come back into your twist. The left tricep over the right thigh. As you inhale, lift. And as you exhale, twist deeper. As we slowly release, we'll begin to transition onto the floor. Start to draw the knees in towards the chest. And begin to roll back and forth. Drawing the knees up and away from you. Over to the other side. Taking a nice massage into the sacrum, the lower and the mid-back. Unclench the jaw, gaze soften, and begin to draw that left ankle over the right knee, right thigh. If you'd like, you can extend that right foot to open up the hamstrings, or you can keep it bent. Begin to stack the knees on top of one another, then take a twist over towards the left side, gaze towards the opposite right fingers. Settling into your twist. Relax the jaw, relax the shoulders. Let the shoulders root into the earth. And then begin to draw the knees back in towards the center. Over to the other side, this time right ankle stacked over the left thigh. Drawing the knee in and extending that left foot. You want to feel more of a stretch in your hamstring. Begin to stack those knees on top of one another. And we're going to let it fall into our right side this time. Shoulders relax down by your side. Gaze onto opposite. Get arm. Let the gaze soften as you deepen the twist. shoulders melted into the earth. Unravel yourself and begin to bring it back in towards the center, drawing the knees in, and then draw the soles of the feet into the earth as you send the hips up into bridge pose, interlacing the hands behind your back to create a shelf with your shoulders. Try to stay lifted, taking a slight back bend. So rather than focusing on pressing through the glutes, just focusing on opening up, drawing the heart up, and send the hips down. Draw the knees in and draw your foot over the knee so that we can take happy baby pose, opening up that hip, drawing your arms onto either side, inside of the foot, and take any final resting back bend or twist or hip opening pose before settling into the four corners of your mat, coming into our final resting Savasana. Start to wiggle the toes. Begin to wiggle your fingertips. Start to roll the wrists, roll the ankles. Bring small, slight movements back into the body. And as you inhale, lift the palms up towards the sky. taking a full body stretch. As you exhale, roll over onto one side, using your bicep as a pillow or your palms as a pillow. Coming onto Savasana B. Slowly start to roll yourself back up into a seated position, rooting the sitting bones into the earth. As you inhale, bring the palms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the hands towards heart center. Take our final inhale of the practice. And as you exhale, fold forward in gratitude for the mind, the body, and the practice.